Hey friends, this is your friend Scotty Nichols. Have you ever felt increased pressure and stress in your life over the years? I know I have. Today we're going to share some practical examples on how to simplify your lives and get back to basics. We're going to talk about airplanes and Vince Lombardi, one of the most winning coaches ever. I believe that there are solid principles we can follow to our benefit or ignore to our detriment. First, I want to thank you for your support. If you receive any value in the things I share, remember to do this. Please, I'm a one-man show. My content, my video editing, writing, and research is all produced by me. Please look below and subscribe to my channel. Click like or comment. It means the world to us. Have you ever been in an airplane and experienced turbulence? What do you suppose pilots are trained to do when they encounter turbulence? Experienced pilots are trained in a concept called optimal turbulence penetration speed that minimizes the negative effects of the turbulence. Most of the time this means to reduce the aircraft speed, focusing on direction. Speed and basic fundamentals of protecting the aircraft are the main focus. This may sound counterintuitive, but the same applies also to speed bumps on a road. All of this may sound or seem quaint talking about airplanes, but what about us when we have personal life turbulence? Most of us keep up a frantic pace or only to go faster, similar to hitting a speed bump over and over at 70 miles an hour. Many think that they can move at a more rush pace, and the better off they'll be. Hyperactivity seems to be the new norm. Do you know that we're the only species that is known to die at a high percentage rate during one day of the week, Monday mornings, when the stress of the week starts? Isn't it rather easy to be busy? We fill our lives and work ourselves to exhaustion. Some might even feel that their self-worth depends on the length of their to-do list. We flood the open spaces in our schedule with meetings and minutiae. Because we complicate our lives, we have little sense of meaning. It is said that any virtue, when taken to an extreme, can become a vice. I believe that buzzword seen on many resumes of a highly productive multitasker certainly qualifies as a vice rather than a virtue at times. Let's be wise and understand and apply the lessons of airplanes and turbulence. Resist the temptation to get caught in a frantic rush of everyday life, even if just for 1 or 2 days a week. Here's several suggestions I'd like to talk about. First, let's simplify our lives. 2, we're going to get back to basics. Simplify. Everything in your life takes up space, whether it's mental, physical, or calendar, which is time. You only have so much room. Everything you own, everything you do, everyone you spend time with costs you something. And when you have an abundance of stuff, it costs you a lot. Simplifying your life will give you more time, space, and energy. The more space you have, the freer you'll be to truly enjoy the things that are most important. So here's several ways that you can focus on. First, declutter your house. Your environment affects how you feel physically and psychologically. Start with one room at a time and get rid of those things that you don't need indiscriminately and quickly. 2, get rid of bad habits or bad mental habits. Focus, as I've said before, on positive self-talk, positive self-image. Cut the mental weight. Cut out toxic people. While you shouldn't just indiscriminately not set boundaries, that's important. Sometimes the kindest thing to do is to sever ties. It's a delicate subject, but it's true. 4, take charge of your money. Doesn't matter how much you have if you're not saving enough. 5, gain control of your time. You can never earn more time. It's the most valuable resource you'll ever have. Remember, there are only so many good things, but only so much time. Dallin H. Oaks one time said, we can forego some good things in order to choose the better or the best. We would do well to slow down a little and proceed at the optimum speed for our personal circumstances. One way to do that is to simplify our lives. The next is let's get back to basics. Mastery in any endeavor is the result of deeply understanding simple ideas. For most of us, the answer to becoming better leaders, better parents, better lovers, better friends, and better people is consistently practicing fundamentals, not brilliantly understanding the details. Knowing the basics is crucial. In July of 1961, 38 members of the Green Bay Packers team were gathered together for the first time at a training camp. They just lost the national championship. 10 members had been talking details and sophisticated plays, but their coach, Vince Lombardi, had a different idea. Took nothing for granted. He began a tradition of starting from scratch, assuming that team players were blank slates who carried no knowledge from the year before. He began the most elemental statement of all. Gentlemen, holding a football in his hand, this is a football. He relentlessly focused on the basics. That year, 6 months later, the Green Bay Packers beat the New York Giants 37-0 in the NFL championship. He won 5 more in 7 years. Nearly every area of life can be boiled down to some core task, some essential component that must be mastered if you truly want to be good at it. So how do we do this? We show love by practical acts. We show up to that play, we buy the flowers, we take the vacation. We stop and completely execute a task. We put in the practical 15 minutes on the treadmill. We set 20 minutes a day to recharge our mental or spiritual batteries. There are so many things that we can focus on that are the basics. So again, with these practical examples, I hope that I've convinced you of the importance of simplifying your life and getting back to some basics in this short 6 minutes or so. My friends, this is your friend Scotty Nichols, and as always, I'm dedicated to bringing you the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive, especially during this beautiful Independence Day when you can hear the fireworks in the background. You're my friends, and I appreciate all the great support. You stay powerful, my friends. I'll see you at the top. Thank you.